So I have a pretty busy day today, and I thought, why not make this my first actual vlog? Want to come with me? So today is one of my favorite events of the year. We are getting together with all of the girls on my mom's side to have a little luncheon. So my mom comes from a pretty big family. She has 11, well, she's one of 11 children. And I know that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but my mom always talked about how she, every child that came in the house was just, they were so excited and they just loved every single new addition. And they could have had a family of a dozen more, and there still would have been so much love all around. Anyway, back when I was a kid, my grandma, so my mom's mom, started doing, well, actually, I don't know exactly when it started, but I distinctly remember early in my childhood that my grandma would have lunch around her birthday every year with her daughters. And then when I was about like 7 or 8, she started to include all the girl grandchildren. And it's just grown. My grandma's no longer with us, but it has just grown that every year, usually in the beginning of March, this year it had to be changed around a little bit. We will get together with all of my aunts on that side and my cousins, my female cousins, and just have this beautiful lunch that is just us women. And we get to celebrate our wonderful mother and grandmother and get to catch up with cousins. And I love this. I remember when I started getting included as a child, like it was just so awesome. I felt so special. And over the years, it's kind of evolved into, well, let's put it this way. It used to be held at pretty fancy places, fancy-ish. And it's now, we usually go to like a buffet. So check grandma or a sizzler or something. So there's options for everybody. So I don't know who's coming today, but I just know that I am so excited to see everybody and to catch up. And then after that, since I'm going to be in an area of town that I am not normally, I thought that I would take the opportunity to go visit the local yarn store up there and then check out, a couple other stores up there. And I thought I would just, bring you along, and then we'll spend the rest of Saturday together just doing some yarn craftiness once we get back home. So I am running a little late and it is time to get going. So join me for a very lovely drive. First stop today is in Main Street, and we are going to a local yarn store. This is the Seed Stitch store. So cute. Now, welcome in to Seed Stitch. I am recording this later. They were having a class, and I wanted to be respectful. And this is on double speed, so if this is a little fast for you, feel free to slow the video down and get a closer look at all the goodies. But I adore this shop. They have such a big selection, and it's actually expanded since the last time I was in the store. They have a lot of spin cycle yarn and so many minis. They have some with stellina, some without. They have lots and lots of things from local dyers. They have colorways that I don't think I've seen a lot of other places in other local stores. as far as like some of the local dyers goes. You will see some of the like typical yarn you'll see, like they have Malabrego and some of those other ones that you see in a lot of yarn stores. But I am very happy with how much hand dyed yarn they have. I really had to like go around and squish just everything. I don't really have a project in mind, but I just want to treat myself. So squish factor was a must. And I mean, look at all this. So what's really cool is and I could be wrong. I don't think any other local stores near me have, I'm going to say it wrong, Farmer's Daughters Fibers. And their yarn is delectable. I just love them. So there was a class happening in there, and I didn't want to disturb. So that is why I have some audio recorded after for that lovely visit. I did secure some yarn. Did I really have a plan? No, but it actually was my birthday yesterday, and I wanted to treat myself. So I got some gorgeous yarn, and I will show you when I get home. But now I am off to my second location, which is lunch with the family. So this is the only photo that I snagged from my family lunch. This is my cousin Marin. She is my running buddy, my Disney buddy, my travel buddy, this lady. I adore her. She's my bestie cousin forever and ever. But it was wonderful to visit with everybody and to catch up. And again, I look forward to this every year, and it really is one of my favorite things. Next up, heading over to Michael's to see what I can see. I'm actually looking for something specific, so we will see if this location has it. Fingers crossed. Always gotta check out the yarn section. BOGO, and so far, I am not seeing anything new here. Assuming summer yarns will be in soon. Such a small selection. I love that we sell books. And then I got just ribbons. I'll put down here so you can see. I still love this yarn. It's so soft. So I came in after one specific thing, but then, always have to look around at everything else just to make sure I'm not missing anything. We'll stretch out a little bit here. So yarn at this location is a little funky. You have like yarn on the back wall, and then you have the middle section, and then this one wall. So plenty of cotton cakes, and then that's it. So really, just still not a lot of options. I do love this stuff. So cozy. The Skinny Chanel. Chenille. Sorry. I know I've said it wrong. People have corrected me, and I still think I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. Are some of these colors new? I don't remember this color. Of the cinnamon swirls. No. They're not new. I just feel like I haven't been to Michael's in so long that everything looks a little new. So I just stopped at Michael's and they didn't have what I was looking for. I did find something because I got a 40% off coupon for my birthday. And when you have a 40% off coupon, you always got to use it, right? And I am now on a debate. So they have a Joann in this location. I can drive another 20 minutes north, and there's actually two pretty close together. So I actually think I'm going to do that. Okay, so before I went up to the Joann's, like 20, 30 minutes north of where I was, I decided to go to the one that was like 8 minutes north of where I was. And holy cow, I will show you here in a second. I wish I had been to this one sooner. I've never been to this location before, and I'm kind of sad because it looks really kind of pretty on the outside. Clearly, it was a newer building or just got a facelift. So let's go and see what's inside. Probably not a lot. This just might be the least hectic Joann's I've been into since the announcement. Definitely picked over. However, still got quite a selection. Fabrics. I'm not holding my breath for yarn, but we're about to go and see. It's like clean. Oh, wow. Actually have like an okay amount from what I can see. I actually still have some of these cute granny mugs. I'm shocked. Oh man, I'm really sad I haven't gone to this location before. There's like 3 huge aisles. So got tons of yarn. Oh man. Yes. I never thought I'd see another one of these. I have like 15 of them at home, and yep. That one's coming home with me as well because I just love that color. They still have like cosmic pink. They still have quite a bit here. Only 25% off, but so not to self, traveling north is a fantastic idea. All right. I am honestly kind of surprised. Now, is it a ton? No, of course not. But I mean, they even have fig, which I adore this color, and these come on with me. And the fabric counter is not busy, which is bizarre because it is always busy at every location right now. Pleasantly surprised, which is really sad to say that this is pleasantly surprised. But wow. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more exploring. And I will show you what we end up getting besides these two. So I totally had plans to go to, there's 2 Joann's about 20 minutes north of me. I mentioned that before. But I'm so tired. I am done. When I left the house this morning, it was kind of cool and it was in the 40s. And now it's in the mid 50s, which still isn't that much, but it is a humid day. I don't know how you people deal with this in other parts of the country and in the world, because this girl is not made for humidity at all. So I am very tired and kind of sick from like that kind of heat. So I am ready to make the 45-minute drive home now and do some crafting there because I'm just ready to sit on the couch truthfully. So anyway, let's get to driving. It's gonna be a drive. So back, whew, I am so happy to be in AC and out of humidity. I really didn't mean that to rhyme, but it just kind of lined up perfectly. I was going to show you really quick what I bought at the yarn store and what I did get at Joann's. Oh my goodness. But first, there is this little munchkin. She is 5.5 months old now, and she is, you can see the others in the background. This is a typical day in general. Hi, baby. A little bit of corgi chaos and just general fun. You want to go? You want to go play? Okay. Okay. Seriously, just a very chaotic day. Honestly, why am I saying chaotic? It's really just an average day. So let's see what I got at the yarn store. This is from Seed Stitch. Yesterday was my birthday, and I wanted to buy yarn that was just like happy, and it just like spoke to me. Do I have a project in mind? No, I don't. But I just felt like it, and treat yourself, right? So I walked around, I squished all this squishy yarn, and I decided on this beauty. This is from Farmer's Daughter Fibers up in Montana. This is the colorway To Medicine. This is squish worsted weight and 100% superwash merino, 218 yards. It is total squish worsted, like, oh, so good. I loved the blue. I'm a blue girly, in case you haven't been able to tell by now. But I loved the little blue speckles in here, and I just thought it was so pretty. And I was good with that. And then I was like, let's get something to go with it. And I got a little bouge, and then we got a little bit less bouge. So I got Rios. This is Casa Pueblo. Is that the colorway? Yep, the colorway Casa Pueblo. This is Rio worsted, 210 yards, worsted weight, 100% also merino wool. I thought this was a really pretty blue. And then holding it next to it, hopefully you can see that. There we go. It really makes that blue just like pop out of there. And I was like, ooh, worsted weight, squishy weight yarn, squishy yarn. This will be a really pretty cowl or something. And again, do I have a pattern right now? No, but it made me happy, and that is what we went for. So that was my fancy yarn purchase. And I did get some yarn at Joann. I did get more of charging my crystals. Let's just turn you a little bit here. You see all that right there? That's charging my crystals. I really love this colorway. So when I saw it, I had to grab it. And then along with that, I got Fig. This is one of my favorite purples that they came out with, and this actually kind of goes with that, so that worked out. And then my mom is a sucker for sparkle yarn, and we'd bought several of these, and I think we had been looking for one more purple, so sparkle purple, twinkle yarn, and then I got twinkle blue for her. So very small Joann. I mean, there was more yarn I could have grabbed from there, but I have grabbed a lot of yarn from Joann, as is, evidenced in this room. So I just wanted a little bit, something kind of like Disney dorky that I got. At Five Below, they have a Disney dog little Funko Pop collection. I don't get a lot of Funko Pops. I did really back in my geeky heyday, but I work from home now, and I just don't feel like I need a lot of those. They're just not really my thing to collect. My yarn has been my geeky thing lately. I don't geek out on a lot of things I used to, but the other day I went and got a little lady. She is so cute. We had a Cocker Spaniel growing up named Lady, because if you have a Cocker Spaniel, you have to name it Lady, right? And I was content. I thought that was perfect. This is just what I needed. And then I looked on the back and I was like, oh, shoot, that Tramp is really cute. So I had to go and buy Tramp. So now I have a little Lady and a Tramp next to each. Oh, they need to be looking at each other. There you go. So I have a little Lady and Tramp, and I will just put that on my desk or something. Again, was this a necessary purchase? Absolutely not. But I love Lady because I had a Lady, and so treat yourself, right? So like I said, I got this one and then decided I needed a Tramp, so I picked him up while I was out and about too. So that is all my fancy yarn. Not fancy yarn. That is all my major purchases while I was out. There are a few, but you'll see those in another video. So for now, I'm going to go, I'm going to rest, and I am going to pick a project that is not hats, because I just posted my hat video today and I am ready to crochet something else. Not that I don't love crocheting hats, but I'm ready for a change. So I'll meet you on the couch in a bit. Just kidding. So at least one thing was right. I will meet you on the couch later, right? But no crocheting happened here on this couch. So I ended up having to go to the ER with a family member. They're okay. They're weak a bit for a few days. However, that means that my night was definitely derailed. And that is fine, because emergencies happen, and that's just life. There was crocheting happening at the hospital while we were in the ER, and I didn't feel like that was necessarily appropriate to film. So that is the conclusion for Saturday. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to do some shopping. Not as much crocheting as I had planned, but that is okay. So I will catch you in the next video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.